Here is a task. Unlearn the lessons from the past. And let love flow.
Here is a task. Unlearn the lessons from the past. And let love flow.
Here is a task. Unlearn the lessons from the past. And let love flow. We learn something new every day, and whatever that new something happens to be, it has changed, ever so slightly, how we view everything in our lives. Nothing that we think is the truth is unaffected by the absorption of a new idea. We may find the ideas behind universal mind consciousness and the reality of love overwhelming at first. The new information we encounter is hard to accept. Must we toss out everything and start over? If we could, it would be easier. However, our past really did happen. And we cannot just toss it. We simply need to re-evaluate it. And understand that our ego did most of the interpreting in our past, and did not serve universal mind consciousness and the reality of love. This is because it is the nature of the ego to strengthen selfishness. But, thankfully, it is the nature of the reality of love, through universal mind consciousness, to let love flow. It is the nature of our egos to keep us focusing our attention on scarcity and blame. Thus, fear is the prevailing factor. Our actions do not nurture our companions or even our own well-being. We learned so much from this world that was not of love, which had a tremendous effect on our ego's developments. Is it really possible to unlearn it and let love flow? Yes, it is. If we embrace universal mind consciousness and the reality of love, one idea at a time. If you are doing this, everything that happens will be for our good, and we will let love flow within each and every moment. So, here is a task. Unlearn the lessons from the past. And let love flow.
Here is a task. Here is a task. Unlearn the lessons from the past. Unlearn the lessons from the past. And let love flow. Love flow.
Here is a task. Unlearn the lessons from the past. And let love flow.
Good to go. 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 Good to go.
Here we go.
Good to go.
Our problems all come from our belief in separateness. And this is not the way to let love flow. Why do we resist our oneness with humanity? Well, we do this because humanity taught us to do this. That's right, almost every single person on Earth believes they are separated from the rest of all of humanity. Why? Well, for one thing, it's hard to understand how in the world we all could be one. For if we do not connect with our universal mind consciousness and let love flow through the reality of love, we see separate bodies. We hear the differences of opinions, and this suggests to us that we all have different minds. We understand that everyone has different hopes for the future. We comprehend that everyone has memories of the past, and none of them are the same memories, which indicates different personalities. This includes siblings that grew up in the same household, and yes, this includes even identical twins. And yet, universal mind consciousness and the reality of love implies that we are all one. And to accept this is to let love flow. How can this be true? Another thing that universal mind consciousness and the reality of love would have us believe is that the qualities we dislike in others is subconsciously a displeasure with some aspect of ourselves. This idea is most likely not a pleasing thought to anyone. However, if we could be more willing to accept the idea that we are projecting our displeasure of ourselves onto others, perhaps we would not be so quick to judge others. If we do this, it will be the first step in drawing closer to others, and this will ease us into acknowledging that we share the same wants, needs, and desires. In other words, if we do this, we all share the same oneness, and we let love flow. We may think that universal mind consciousness and the reality of love is nothing more than obscure ideas. But we cannot expect to understand universal mind consciousness and the reality of love and how we can let love flow in a single instant. It's an all things become new version of how life really works, which involves taking the time to suspend our ego's judgments. We suspend our ego's judgments as often as possible until suspending them becomes our habit. And it is this habit that will in time move us into a new and far more peaceful life. And suddenly we let love flow. And, just as suddenly, it will seem as though we have understood universal mind consciousness and the reality of love all along. If we could just acknowledge our connection, our sameness, and our oneness with others, and if others could just do the same. Oh, what a wonderful world this could be. It could be a world where we let love flow.
If we could just acknowledge our connection, our sameness, and our oneness with others. And if others could just do the same. Oh, what a wonderful world this could be. It could be a world where we let love flow.
Good to go. Good to go.